Well, that's not right. There we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are out there. Welcome back to the live stream. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is January 20. And today is January 21st, 2020. We're going to write a little bit of code today. How's it going there, chat room? I started a little bit early today. I've got a meeting scheduled for 11 a.m. Eastern, and I wanted to continue to give us our full 2 hours together writing some code, so I started a little bit early. I saw some of our European-based friends were excited that I was going to be starting early, and that's pretty cool. I think that works out.
Motown Andy just resubscribed for 13 months.
Thank you so much, Motown Andy. I appreciate those 13 months of support. We're going to make a donation to code.org. Really happy to support those folks. This quarter, all of our cheers, all of our subs will go to them as they help folks in the U.S. Get access to science and technology learning in the classroom. Mr. Demon Wolf, good to see you right over there. I've been having a pretty good 2020 so far. There's a couple of really good things that are happening that I'm looking forward to being able to share with you and with folks on the Live Coders team over the next few months. Ancient Coder!
Ancient Coder just resubscribed for 16 months. Good afternoon all.
Good afternoon to you, my friend. Thank you so much for those 16 months of support. Thank you so much for the sub. And another donation we'll make there. Very cool. Let's see, where do we want to jump in? I'm wearing my Heroes of the Storm hat today. I don't have a Diablo hat. This is the closest thing to a Blizzard Diablo hat that I have. I jumped back into playing Diablo 3 over the weekend and had a lot of fun. Particularly, I spent a couple hours last night with the Svavablout, and don't think I didn't see that. I saw that subscription there. Playing Diablo 3 last night, running a seasonal character. My gosh, I haven't done that in years, and it was so much fun to get back in and play, and really looking forward to doing some more of that in the next for the next week or two. Yes, Janescu, earlier stream, yes indeed. Eternal Dev Coder, are there any good Visual Studio hats for sale? No. Microsoft doesn't sell materials with the icons on it. For marketing and branding purposes, the only branding things that you'll find is either Xbox or the Microsoft window logo, the 4 colors. That's a marketing branding strategy, but I've taken it upon myself, perhaps against the best wishes of marketing, to put the Visual Studio logo on things. Not logo, it's an icon. It's not a logo, it's an icon. There is no logo for Visual Studio, it's an icon. Ooh. Don't want to get in trouble with the branding police. Oh no, Free Kevin, good to see you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let me see. Let's see what else is going on here. Did I miss anything? Oh, we're gonna keep an eye on you. Let's see. Am I gonna do a stream like I did last summer for Blazor Update? Asks Nothing Else Matter. What Blazor Update? What do you mean? Give me a little bit of background on that. Yes, hello, Fairy Wings. I am not a butt. I have an Xbox hat as well. Yeah, they're nice. So, all right. So we've been working on our web forms components for Blazor. These are components that are designed to emulate the original web forms controls. But along the way, we're learning things about Blazor, whether it's server side or client side. We're learning how to build components. We're learning about the eventing model and how to take advantage of some of the cool modern technologies, CSS, JavaScript, and otherwise, in the browser so that we can still deliver a modern look and feel. So that's where we're hoping to go today. Look at that. That's a nice set of emotes there, Janescu. James Montemagno's coffee. The Fritz Bots Arms, and then Barry the Sloth from No Opcat stream. Neat. Kitstead, you went to Ignite London last week. Was amazing. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Sounds like Ignite London was quite the shindig. There were a lot of things that happened there that folks enjoyed, folks learned from, folks tweeted about. And I'll leave it there. All right, let me head over. Let me get some music playing, and we'll jump back into our project here. We'll start looking at things. I've got my Twitch shirt on. Look at that. It's the old Twitch logo. Today, you know what? Let's play Cyan. There we go. This is music to code by from our friend, Mr. Carl Franklin. Scientifically designed, engineered to get you in the flow, get you in the groove, so that whatever task it is you're working on, you can focus on and get more productive. Check it out, mtcb.pwop.com, or you can execute the music command in the chat room and get your copy today. Oh, Fairy, see, I appreciate the bits, but that doesn't make this noise. So, yes, Ancient Coder, a couple new emotes. We've got the arms, the arm and the hands there. Emotes are now available. I have a crying Fritz bot that I need to rotate in, and I'm not quite sure which emote I'm going to bump for that. We'll figure that out. Code It Live, thank you for the host. Appreciate that. Code It Live is another member of the Live Coders team, and really happy. Just like Mr. Demon Wolf. Do I have a Windows 10 hat? No. Nope. New background for my Windows terminal. Yeah, let me roll over there so you can see. So I've our friend Corgi Candy helped me with with some branding, with a logo, with some new emotes. And I want to get some shirts made up. I want to get some hats made up with this Fritz and Friends logo on it. And I actually have a chair coming with that logo on it. So some pretty cool stuff happening moving forward. This is the new Windows terminal. We spent some time on Sunday stream customizing it a little bit, and I learned some of the hotkeys to make some frames like this. And I wanted to continue moving forward and using this experience because in some of the work that I went through yesterday and a little bit Sunday evening, I found this orientation and some of the things that I'm going to show you worked out really well for my development workflow. I was able to go from committing and changing things in Git source control over here to having tests and having the web server running over here so I could immediately jump in and see changes and updates reflected in a browser as I made those changes. So that worked out really nice for me here. Little Safbig, hello, welcome. Tim Bodette with the raid.
Tim Bodette raided my stream with 38 viewers.
Oh my gosh, Tim! Hello, good morning! Thank you so much for that raid. Hello, Turtles, indeed. Woo, look at all those folks in here. Welcome in, Raiders. It's so good to see you. How you doing there? My name's Jeff. We're going to be writing some Blazor code today. A little bit of .NET. How you doing, Tim? How are things over there on your channel? What were you working on this morning? Let us know. Make sure you check out Tim Bodette. He's another member of the Live Coders team. Can I get a shout out for Tim in the chat room? He was, gosh, he's been programming. He's a couple of racing games you've been working on. Some really neat stuff that I need to spend some more time watching. Thank you so much. Let me get the music playing again in the background. All right, so this layout for my terminal feels good to me because I can sit in a folder like this and actually do my source control interactions, my .NET command line interactions here on the left, and I don't care about the font size on the right. I'm only looking for colors. I'm going to kick off the web server running and my unit tests running, and I don't care what text they say. I'm only looking for red there. If there's red, okay, there's a problem. I need to go fix something. If there isn't, and there shouldn't be, just who cares? Let it keep refreshing and doing its thing. I'm more or less just keeping an eye on what's happening over there. Hey, Starless Jupiter, welcome in. So, this kind of felt good to me, the way that I was working with this layout. In fact, I'm even going to kick off running my unit tests over here. Thank you for the follow, Connor H678. Appreciate you tuning in. So I'm just going to run .NET Watch test in the lower one here, because, like I said, I don't really care what it looks like. It's just doing its thing, right? The specific test failures, I'll see and read those somewhere else. And I'm going to jump up here, and in this one, I didn't see Karnak pop up there. Let me make sure Karnak's running for us. There we go. See, it's going to run my tests here, and it's really small. I don't care, right? How long it takes, what it's doing here. It's not showing, Karnak isn't showing me the keystrokes up here. Let me reset Karnak. Karnak is what shows our keystrokes in the corner, so that when you see me execute some hotkeys, right, something other than just typing around, there you go, now you can see the keystrokes in the corner there. And in this one, I'm going to .NET Watch run, so that it's, that's not the right folder. I want to be in my samples folder, and I'm going to run my server-side version of the service. Okay, so I have my web server, I have my tests running, and I'm running them with .NET Watch, so they're just going to restart whenever I change a file. Now, I made a couple changes. I sent a couple things up. I published a 0.40 version of the library. I realized we had a bunch of validators. We had the login control that were built. Let's publish that. Let's make that a 0.40 and cut that version. So that's available now. I added some unit tests for table item style. Make sure that it now knows how to emit information about wrapping, so that the old wrap attribute that appeared inside of web forms controls is now available and behaves appropriately inside of the Blazor component. Okay, you see what I did there?
Wait, let me explain something to you.
I wanted to make sure I had unit tests with these. So you could barely see it down here, but I have 62 unit tests now that run and behave appropriately. That's pushed all the way up and tested, and it will be available as part of the next what's it called? The next push out there. Ko Hamid asks, how can you split the terminal? The Windows. So this is Windows Terminal. Windows Terminal, you can split by using Alt-Shift. Minus will split it vertically. I believe it's Alt-Shift, is it Alt-W? No, which one is it? Control-Shift-W will close a panel, and Alt-Shift+ will open a vertical panel. So that's how you can split and move things around, and then you can move the the size of this. Move it horizontally by using Alt-Shift left and right. You can see the hotkeys up there. Use the Alt-Left up and down, and you can move your cursor between these. And when I'm over here, I can do Alt-Shift up and down to change the size of this. So maybe I want more space so I can see more information about my unit tests over here. That's okay, right? So I'm just going to park this over here. Not really going to look at it too much. Just expect these to run, and if I need to flip back here, I will. So that's not working for you. I don't know what to tell you. That's the default key bindings. That's it is. You may have some other ones. No, this is not a 12-hour stream. Potato quality. No, we're not doing a 12-hour stream. We're setting up for a 12-hour stream here. If we get to 10,000 followers, we will have a 12-hour festival party, and we will absolutely have that many. My gosh, no. Listen.
There can be only one.
But I'm only going to go for 2 hours. Thank you for the follow. Ko Hamid, thank you. I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you check out Potato Quality. Thank you for that shout out already out there, Ancient Coder. She's another member of the Live Coders team, specializing in PowerShell and doing database interactions from PowerShell. She's got a great set of PowerShell commandlets and tools that are available. And you've been working on a book out there. So folks, you can tune in and see some of the work that Potato Quality's been doing on that. Really great stuff to see. I'm happy to see that she's been making progress and is having a good time with that, it looks like. Posh Git runs in PowerShell. Yes, it does. There it is. It's running right there. That's what I'm running. So Potato Quality is great at what she does. Absolutely, Ancient Coder. I cannot highlight that enough. Come on. Oh, no. Featured chat's not going to behave for me today, is it? Come on. No. No, featured chat's having a little bit of a problem here. Rats. Thank you for the follow, Captain Trips. Appreciate you joining us. There's a question from Eternal Dev Coder. Do Microsoft certifications expire? They don't so much expire as they're good for a certain version of a technology. So yeah, feature chat isn't queuing up messages here for me. Right, so I have a Microsoft certified professional in .NET 3.5. It's not I didn't get a full MCSD, but okay, it's an MCP in .NET 3.5. Big deal. That's really old. It's not so much valid anymore. But it's out there. I accomplished it. It doesn't go away. Did I just see we get a pull request right here for these components? Oh my gosh. We got a couple of them while I wasn't looking. Pass event args.empty into onlogged out. Kabazi's been working here. Look at this. Add login name in login status tests. Awesome. Oh, that's great. Let's take a quick look. It's always good to, acknowledge and merge in the pull requests that you get here. So let's take a look at what Kabazi has for us here. This looks pretty straightforward. When the onlogged out event happens, yeah. Let's pass event args empty. You're being logged out. You don't need to know any information. That's fine. That's being merged into our dev branch, so I will happily accept that. Thank you so much, Kabazi. And the other one that's here, so one of the things that I want to make sure we do is have a very complete set of tests around these components so that we're sure they generate the appropriate HTML and markup and interactions for folks that are using these controls, these components inspired by those controls. So Kabazi has 16 files for us that looks like, yeah, these are unit tests for all the controls. How'd they run? We got a green check on them. It's interesting. There's a checks thing here. I guess it's looking for any GitHub actions that run on this. Interesting. I'm not going to run through and look at all of these, but I am going to click through to see the unit tests run over here on Azure DevOps. And somebody mentioned, are we going to do a really long stream? Estranged HD. Yeah, we're going to do a really long stream when we get to 10,000 followers. Absolutely. We will do that. Out to 74 tests, so you added in, looks like 12 more tests. Increases the run duration by a little bit. That's okay. That's fine. Kabazi's been pretty good with these. I don't think I need to pay too much attention to what's going on in here. I don't think I need a complete code review. Yeah, I'm gonna let this merge, and we can do more integration checking on it later. Just because I want to move on a little bit here. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate those contributions to ensure that our login components all work properly. Thank you. Kitstead's going to write a bot to follow 1,000 times. That's against terms of service, but if that makes you happy. The login component has a lot of scenarios. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Argus Apostle, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you tuning in. And every time we cross a multiple of 100 followers here, I give away a sticker pack live on stream. We'll raffle those off. So, yeah, Stelzy, we started a little bit earlier today because I have a meeting at 11. The Meow says, got chosen for an independent work study for a university building a web service using their database to display queries in the web service. A lot of my videos help with concepts. Well, thank you, The Meow. I appreciate that. Best of luck to you. And good luck there with your work at university. Winter Lore Games asks, do I work in ASP.NET? Yes. I'm on the team. Thank you for the follow, Maliro. Appreciate you tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. How can I help, Winter Lore Games? What are you looking? What's happening over there? What's shaking that we can talk about? We're going to be doing some work with Blazor here today. Let me pull in those changes, and we can merge those in. So they're merged into dev branch, and I'm going to merge dev into my feature. You're gonna make me do this, aren't you? There we go. Pull that. So, and look, you can see the two processes over here restarting. So while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to reseed my YubiKey. No, I wanted to go back. Go back over here. Git merge dev. See, and these are kind of, they're a little bit out of sync. There we go. Because they're finding files changes. Yeah, look at this. Unable to find file. They're kicking off and recompiling before the process is done. I'm gonna git push that out. Do I have some kind of resource where to get started with Blazor? Asks Tommy K9991. Caparino, yes, this is the new Windows terminal. You can, the place to get started with Blazor, go to blazor.net. And there's information here about all the different things that are going on. There's documentation you can jump into. There aren't really tutorials per se here. We did run an 8-hour workshop live on stream. You can find that video over on the YouTube channel. We need to run another one of those. I need to do another ASP.NET Core workshop. We'll get those set up and running here in the next few weeks. So the web server's up and running. The unit test didn't run too well here. Let me restart those. Oh, I'm in the wrong branch. I'm in feature list view events. Oh no, well, that might be part of this. Hang on. Git checkout. I want to be in feature TreeView. That's where I want to be. So these are both going to restart. See, that started because I changed branch. There you go. Just got a couple tweets that went out because I uploaded a couple videos, published a couple videos to YouTube. Unable to copy file, blah, blah, blah. Access is denied. This was working yesterday. And come down here and restart that one. Yeah, it's not. Look at that, right? That's weird. Thank you for the follow, Shadow88A. Checking out some programmers on Twitch. Been doing C# for about 7 years, trying to move to C++. Oh my goodness. Twitch does encourage developers to publish to the science and technology category. There was a programming category, but they removed it. Their loss. But if you check out the Live Coders team page, you can either click the link just below, or you can execute the Live Coders command in chat. You'll find a group of 110 developers out there that are writing code live and happy to answer questions and teach about all kinds of different technology disciplines. So we've got a real problem here, friends. Let me go down here into test. Let's run .NET build and take a look at what's going on here. All right. Net standard 2.1 views DLL is denied, unable to copy. Well, that's weird. Why is... That's weird. Let me cancel both of these. Move back over here. Try that one more time. Is the new terminal still in preview? Yeah, they say it is, but it's working just fine for me. All right, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Blazor Web Forms component bin debug. So let's go back up here. This one, bin. I'm just gonna wipe that folder out. Try that again. Make sure it builds. There we go. Something was holding on to that in memory. That's better. So now I should be able to run these two .NET watches over here, and they should run properly. Is there a way to make it the default terminal? What do you mean by default? What does default terminal mean to you? It's right here for me, so I can just press right, Alt 1, 2, 3, 4, Alt 4, and it'll launch that. So it's there. When you start a console application, it should start this terminal. Well, that's different. Console application and how it starts and how it's hosted. Don't know about that one. That's interesting. Now let me try that. Git merge dev. There it goes. Now these are both restarting. See that? And we should see this complete, be running properly, and this should have all the new tests available to me here. Those are my obsolete statements that we've put into all of our components. And show me those tests running. There it is. Thank you for the follow, Nerd Rays. Appreciate you tuning in. There you go. 77 tests. Fantastic. All right, let me move that off to the side. Close this one. Close that one. So we were working on the tree view. Let me go back into code. Yeah, I'll talk about that one different time. Conemo has that feature. Okay. So you had never something that constituted as a bug in the new Windows terminal in the last several months. You hadn't hit a bug issue. Oh, that's good. Cool. So let's take a look. I built out a couple tests here for the tree view. Where are my tests? Test. Go away, data list. Tree view, here we go. So I set up so that we have a simple test that has the exact same markup as in the sample that's available in the docs.microsoft.com website for TreeView. And this works. It runs properly, it outputs, and it has all the elements. I also put together some tests to see about, let me show this one first, about collapsing, and that when it has things that are collapsed, they aren't there on screen. They're removed. But there's also a feature, as I was looking at that, called Show, Expand, Collapse. Check this out right there, where you may or may not want to show the little plus minus next to the tree so that folks can collapse the elements that are below it in the tree. So I wanted to make sure that when that's turned off, when Show, Expand, Collapse is false, it doesn't show any of those images on the tree, and it does it properly. I'm going to try and work with, as much as possible, with Edge, the new Edge Chromium edition. I've been working with the canary ring of this for months, and I haven't had significant problems with it. So I'm going to continue working with it, and I'm actually going to change my browse width here from Firefox to Edge. Right? There it goes. Microsoft Edge Canary, and you can see I've got a bunch of different Edge versions here. So we'll set that one as the default, and we'll work with that. We'll work with that today. So, let's see. Hanselman has some good tips for the terminal. Yes, he does. He has a great write-up about how to do some configuration in it. So I wanted to go through from the documentation side and see what works, what doesn't work for me. So I have Show, Expand, Collapse, and in order for me to get that Show, Expand, Collapse feature to work, I went over here into my tree view and I added the feature Show, Expand, Collapse. But I need to pass that value down into my tree nodes. So I set up a cascading value called the parent tree view that passes the tree view itself, into all of the child nodes. So inside of my tree node, you see I have a cascading parameter called parent tree view, so I can retrieve this. And in my markup, right? Oh, the markup's starting to get crazy here. Parent tree view, Show, Expand, Collapse, and I decide whether or not to show the image with the little plus minus collapse button there. So that works. It it looks nice. It does its thing appropriately for me here. We're on localhost 5001, so I will open localhost 5001. What do you mean? Isn't working right now? I was just there. What do you mean? It's right here. You're kidding, right? Empty response. What are you doing? You're kidding me here. Localhost. Fine, go to 5000. Are you kidding?
This is only a test. If this were a real Fritz emergency, you'd be hearing about freaking out and panic.
Why didn't that work? No matter. Stupid question for the late arrival. Hey, Simo, how do you get panes in the terminal? Shift-Alt, either plus or minus, and it'll create panels vertically or horizontally, and then you can use Alt left, right, up, and down, and it'll move your cursor appropriately. Thank you for the follow. Is that Xavi? Welcome. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you, HEncoder, for the link to the release notes. So here we are. This is the server-side application running. There it is. And these work. They're pretty good. They do their thing. I'm not sure if I should have a pointer there or if I should have the arrow. I'm not sure what the cursor is supposed to be for that. Let me come back over here and rerun the web forms version. And I want to take a look at that. And let's also take a look at some other properties of the tree node element that we need to get working before we start enabling data binding to the tree nodes. So you can send in hierarchical data set and let it generate those tree nodes on the fly. There we go. Thank you for the links to GitHub. Yes, current code for this is in, well, it's not in this GitHub repository. It's actually in, well, you could see it from the root of my GitHub, from my profile. So here's what the TreeView control looks like. I turned off the, darn it. All right, let me turn those back on. So right here you can see where I was experimenting with that show, expand, collapse. I can change this back to true, refresh, and those pop up. Yeah, it's supposed to be the hand, the pointer. Rats. And also, look, it's got a tooltip there. Expand, collapse. Look at that. Right? Look. Alt. Collapse home, and it's right, it's collapse with the name of what's over here in text. So we're going to want to emulate that. That's an alt and a title on it, on that image. We can do this. But how, somewhere that style is being passed in so that it knows what it is. Right, so that that image, where's it getting the, well, is it because it's wrapped in an A? Maybe. What do you think, chat room? Let's head over there and take a look-see. And then we'll
make it so.
Yeah, we're gonna make it so. So here's my tree node. Yeah, this, oh, you know what? I don't have an href on that. I could cheat. I could totally cheat. Right, and do something like this. Right? That's cheating, but it works. Image doesn't do anything. Yeah, but I have that anchor tag around it, so that kind of works. Oh wait, and I have the, this should be the, oh no, I do have the expander collapse. Okay, so I do have that. So I just updated, see. The web page doesn't restart because it didn't see a change in the web application, right? So I need to kind of force that to restart myself here. Rats. So, yeah. Come on, restart. Still restarting. King 440 asks, Razor, is it an ASP.NET thing? Yes. Razor is a way that we can switch easily back and forth between C# code and markup. And evidently I've got something broken in here. Unable to copy file. There's that unable to copy file again. Something's got it locked. You dog. Alright. I guess that's not going to work for me today. Bummer. But this should work. This should totally work. Alright. So I'll run this actually with IIS Express and let's see what it does. Hey, user 123075. Good to see you. And go back to TreeView. There we go. Now I've got the fingers appropriately so that it opens and closes these. So that looks right now. Okay. Now there are other features on the tree node that we need to address. Here. So each one of these tree nodes, check this out. Not only does it have, right, look at checked. So there's at some point checkboxes we can turn on and off here. Individual images that we can put on these objects. populate on demand. Select action was in there, right? I don't know what select action is. Selected, I don't know what that does. Show checkbox, okay, that kind of seems straightforward, that is. And tooltip. So I've already added tooltip, a tooltip called tooltop, and it knows how to do that inside the tree node here. So we already handled that. Good. But some of these other ones I need to figure out what to do with. Like, right? Select action, selected, checked, because I believe there's a show checkboxes feature here as well. So if I'm going to do the checked feature, I need to show checkboxes, I think. So let's turn that on so we can see what that looks like. And let's start with this one saying checked equals true. So we can see what that output looks like and see if we can put the checkboxes on the tree view here. Is the folder to be copied to set to read only? No. Nope. Okay. Cannot create an object of type web controls tree node types from its string representation true. Yeah, what's that supposed to be? Oh. Now we got something there we got to deal with. No, I didn't want to click that. Okay, so there's checkboxes. Let's zoom in there a little bit. So there's checkboxes here, and they started off defaulted, right? What do we got? What's this markup look like? Next to home, but it's inside the TD, so there's an input type checkbox, and it's got that really ugly name. Is that name the same? TreeView 0. What's the name on this one over here? TreeView N1, TreeView N2, TreeView N3. We may need to have to deal with counting to generate those names. But that input checkbox is sitting inside the same table cell as the text. So we're going to need to get that set up. Not hard. Let's add that in. So the bigger thing that we also need to do is set up this show checkboxes feature on the TreeView control. So TreeView is over here. Show checkboxes, that's alphabetically before this. So let me go back. I have some documentation that we've been starting. I don't have a... Oh. TreeView. Docs. Docs. Thank you. TreeView. And I can jump through to the official documentation. That's data list. That's not TreeView. Somebody needs to fix that documentation. You know what I'm saying there, friends? And I'm just the man to do it. You know what I'm saying? There's TreeView. TreeView. Here. Right? That's going to, yeah, data list. Edit. Edit, please. Edit, please. No. There we go. So there's the link right there. I'll just replace that. Updated link to docs Microsoft.com. Yep, put that right in the feature tree view. We can take a look now. That's better. Good. So where was it? Properties. Show checkboxes, right? We've still got, there's a show lines here we're going to have to deal with as well. Well, let's start with show checkboxes. Tree node types is the name of that enumeration that we're going to deal with here. And it's a flags attribute. Oh boy. Not hard, but we can do it. We can do it. So I'm going to copy all of these, and this is, what was it again? Tree node types. Kasukin with the raid.
Kazukin raided my stream with 6 viewers.
Welcome in, raiders. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for the raid, Kasukin. Kasukin's another member of the Live Coders team. Make sure you check him out. Can I get a shout out for Kasukin? And hello, Shadows a Night. Welcome. What were you working on over there on your channel, Kasukin? Let us know. I'm curious to hear more. And yeah, make sure you check out. There we go. Thank you. Well, it's actually there we go. There's a shout out. The shout out command's limited to moderators. Mason talks code. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate the follow, Sysop Diego. Welcome in. Good to see you. This is where to go. Back over here. I need to create tree node types enumeration. Honey Pop. Hello. So let me create my tree node type enumeration. Right. So tree node. Was it type or types? Types. So now, right, an enumeration is a type that has, instead of like a Boolean where it could be just true or false, an enumeration is a type where you have a fixed set of options. So we have options like these. Let's get rid of some of these. All right. Thank you for the follow, Walter. Is that Walter Yermano? Welcome. Did a chill out live on Code Wars with some kata. Oh, very cool, Kasukin. Oh yeah. And I'll just format this a little bit, and we'll get it organized a little bit in just a second. So we have all these values, and it's going to look weird, and I'll explain why in just a minute here. There we go. Right. That's better. So when you look at these, gosh, Jeff, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. Why are they 0, 1, 2, 4, 7? Because these are a flags attribute, meaning they're the right out there, the binary values. So you can say, well, we want root and parent and leaf, which is actually all of the nodes. Or we can say we want just the root and the parent, and you can binary OR those together, and it will, the value for the tree node types will actually be both of those settings. So it lets you merge and select multiple values from this. Always interesting, especially to fight imposter syndrome during a live stream. Yes, Kasukin. That's something I hear from a lot of folks that do live coding or even gaming here on Twitch, and some of our creative friends do have that imposter syndrome happen as well, where, right, you think, oh, am I good enough to show this? Am I good enough to do this and kind of share my experience with this? And imposter syndrome is a little bit of a demon in the back of your head that we all deal with. There's a lot, and especially talking to some of our friends in the creative community. When you get to the point of pressing that go live button, pressing that start streaming button, and the camera turns on and the microphone goes live, up to that point, there's this sense of well,
Anticipation.
that happens, and it's exciting, but you get that imposter syndrome, like, oh, am I going to do a good job today? Embrace that. Lean into that. That genuine interaction from folks here on Twitch is what I love to watch, what I enjoy being a part of. Seeing a cooking streamer who goes, crumbs, I just put an extra half tablespoon of sugar into this. And I what am I going to do? And they walk through how to salvage. Or seeing somebody writing code and, oh gosh, look at that. There's a bug in there. I don't know where it came from. Let's debug that, right? Or a sewing streamer. Darn it, I sewed this bag has an extra thing here. Or gosh, our friend Quilt Tony has a famous clip where she sewed a quilt together upside down. Funny to see it months later, but what did she go through? How did she solve that? Because that's the kind of thing that a newbie like me would do, and that walkthrough process is tremendous to learn from. So, public speaking anxiety, exactly, Eternal Dev Coder, happens all the time. Everybody gets it. Don't let anybody tell you they don't get it. Everybody gets it. Vigo Studio, hello. Skunky Gamer 96 asks if they can ask a personal question. I'll do my best. There are some things that I will not talk about on stream, but I'm happy to consider any question. Certainly. Mason Talks Code asks, how would I recommend getting started? Just do it. Nobody's going to tell you not to write code. You can start as simple as a text editor like Notepad, VI or Vim on Unix-based systems, and in my case, the .NET command line, because I use .NET. It's all free and easy to get access to. You don't have to pay anybody. You don't have to ask, hey, can I run this? There's no barrier to getting started there at all. Potato Quality runs a huge Cajun website with 164,000 likes on Facebook. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of traffic. Tried to make a stew on a live stream, but ended making a gumbo instead. That happens, and you go, oh well, right? You make the best of it, and away you go. How to get started with live coding? Check out live.jeffreyfritz.com. There's links there about how I got started. Talk about some of the equipment that I use. I definitely recommend get started with a webcam, a decent microphone. You don't need to have, like I have here, the Audio Technica 2020. You can get started as simple as that gaming headset that you use to when you're on a phone call with colleagues over Teams or Skype or whatever, or Zoom, whatever your technology might be. Get started with that, a webcam, and download OBS, and it's real easy to take those first steps. Hey, DJ Vortex, hello. Oh, Skunky Gamer, that's a very good question. And featured chat is not behaving for me right now. Yeah, there's a JavaScript error over there. Gonna try it. Well, take care, Mason Talks Code. Skunky Gamer asks about how I learned that I was celiac. They didn't know that some of their family had a gluten problem or was a celiac. This is an interesting thing. If you don't mind, I'm gonna switch back to another view here just to answer this question before I get back into the tree node types, because this is a question that's near and dear to me. How do you find out that you have a gluten problem? I've been quite public with this. You can see it in my description on Twitter. I have celiac disease. My body has a hard time processing wheat, barley, and rye. It makes finding food while we're out on the road traveling a little bit more interesting. But there's ways to deal with that and to order from a restaurant and work with that. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about how did you find out? Honestly, I found out because I was in a lot of pain. There was no indicator for it. There are so many different symptoms for folks that have celiac, that have a problem with gluten, that many medical professionals will not pick up on it unless you exhibit a handful of these things at once. I was losing weight rapidly. I was about 50 to 60 pounds lighter than I am now. I was very thin. I had the color of my skin was almost gray, right? And for a Caucasian person like myself, to lose color, lose pigment like that is very different, very curious. A little bit more difficult to see that in folks with different skin tones, but I have a very fair complexion, and to be turning that color skin was just weird. All my clothes were very baggy. I had lost a lot of weight, and at the same time, I wasn't sleeping well. I was having some other medical issues, and I was complaining to the doctor about them. Well, I finally had significant stomach pains one weekend, and went and got that checked out, and the doctor said, well, gosh, you're having some issues here, maybe you had some bad chow or something there, so let's get you on a real bland diet of white toast, chicken noodle soup, crackers, literally straight gluten. And they put me on Nexium medication to help calm things down, and just the opposite happened. My stomach was spasming out of control because it was getting an overload of gluten, and I was rushed to the hospital, and they put me on some steroids and painkillers, and man, did it feel good. But blood tests came up very suspicious for celiac. They put a camera down my throat, an endoscopy, and they said, oh yeah, you've got it. There's no doubt about it. And that's my story about how I was discovered. Literally, it wasn't until I was in bad shape. There isn't something preventatively they can do to say, let's double check on this, because it is prohibitively expensive to do blood tests and an endoscopy or a colonoscopy, put a camera in you and check things out. Because right now I was discovered in 2010. This is my 10th year as a celiac. Is it a celiac anniversary, a gluten-free anniversary? That'll be coming up in December for me. 10 years gluten-free. But I know when I eat gluten, I can absolutely feel it. So that's a little bit of my story about how I discover it. Thank you for the question, Skunky Gamer 96. I hope best of luck to you and your family. There's another streamer, another prominent streamer, a lady here on Twitch who I met at TwitchCon, and she was experiencing some of the same problems, some of the same pains and issues. And I told her briefly about my history, how I discovered that I had the problem, and she went to her medical professionals, explained what she suspected, and it turns out she didn't have celiac, she has something else. All the best to her. She's gotten help, and she's on the up and up and much healthier now. Stelzy asks, is celiac something you develop over time like type 2 diabetes? It's not really clear, and for me, it developed over time. I suspect that I had celiac since the early 2000s, and it didn't really manifest and take hold. I have my suspicions that some of the modifications that we as a society have made to our food supply have affected the number of folks that have gluten sensitivity, celiac disease, peanut allergies. Those are my suspicions. I'm not saying we've poisoned ourselves, but I suspect with how we're discovering folks with these, we've got better detection of those diseases and allergies. But I think we may also be doing something to inadvertently change that, and I'm concerned about that. So. You're welcome, Skunky Gamer. Thank you so much to be able to for your question. I'm happy to take a minute there and answer that. Let me get back over to the code so we can jump back in and talk about our TreeView component here. Welsh Ronaldo, good morning. It's quite common to get changes in your digestive system from age 35 and later. Yeah, I think you might be right, Simo. Yeah. Hugo's here. Hugo, hang on a second. Hang on. Wait. Can we stop the press here for a minute? Hang on. There was a question from the folks at Streamer Square over there on the Twitters. You know about the Twitters, right? The Twitters. Everything's 280 characters. It was 140 characters. Now it's 280 characters. Kevin.
One Kev Griff just resubscribed for 8 months.
Thank you for the sub. We'll make another donation to code.org. But I want to talk about over there on the Twitters. You know about the Twitters. There was a question, there was a comment about who are really important folks that are moderators in your stream, in your channel, that help out a lot, that really make a difference in how your channel runs. Let me find this here real quick, because I want to make sure I say a little bit here. Call this out. Where did it go? Blah 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 blah. Darn it, where did it go? I know it's here because I wrote about it just a little bit ago. There's a tweet here. I want to make sure I call out. There it is. Let me open this up. And see, I got to make sure I size the screen appropriately because I don't want to reveal my tweet just yet. Here we go. Moderators can be the backbone of a channel. They deserve some love. Tag a mod who knows what you've been, knows you and goes above and beyond to make a channel a great place. Moderator on my channel who absolutely kills it day in and day out is the Hugo Doll. Hugo gets me. He knows the tone and acceptable level of conversation. Without Hugo, I'd struggle on stream. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate our friend Hugo Doll there. Thank you so much. Do me a favor, Hugo. Drop me a whisper here with your mailing address. I want to send something out to you as a thank you. All right. So big thanks. Hugo does a lot here to help on the channel, and I want to make sure that I took a moment to recognize him. All right. Let me get back over here to the code. Yes, we need to recognize our moderators. Absolutely. Simo's wife with, oh my goodness, yes. Definitely, just listen to the Live Coders Hanselman interview. That was a good one. You're very welcome for sharing that. We were happy to share that around. Oh my gosh. Wolfhound Jesse's account was compromised. I'm so sorry. So, let me get back over here. We were talking about building a tree view, and we've got a tree node types element here, enumeration, that we need to define. So we have a tree node types property here, and this is going to provide hey Josher, welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is going to provide the show checkboxes feature here. All right. So we'll call this show checkboxes, right? Is that the right capitalization? Yes. We'll make this a parameter. So now we can select that. We can define something on that. So we can turn on and off the show checkboxes feature for our tree view. So there were a couple different options in there, right? Root, parent, leaf, all. I'm not quite sure. Root is clear to me. All is clear to me. But parent and leaf, I'm not quite sure what those mean. Right? How do I know which ones to turn on and turn off and show for that? Hugo says, just do what I can to help folks feel comfortable, welcome, and civil. Yes. Absolutely. Get so much value from this channel and Jeff's work. It's Hugo's small way to give back. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that. Could leaf be just a node in the tree? You might be onto something there, Eternal Dev Coder. I have to look back and make sure I remember who said that comment. Let's start the web forms version here, and let's tinker with these settings and see where the checkboxes land, and we'll add those checkboxes appropriately to our tree nodes, and we'll know what to do then, right? We'll know how to build that out. We are 3 followers away from another sticker giveaway. 9,400. Oh my gosh. Tremendous. So there's the checkboxes. Now, right, if I look at TreeView over here, and we can change this setting. So all clearly turns on all of them. Let's see if we can just put these side by side, right? Can I do that? I can do that. It's totally a thing. So all turns them all on. And Eternal Dev Coder said, could leaf just be a node in the tree? Well, let's turn on just leaf and see what that does. So I'll set that and save this, and we get it reloaded. Hey, Singing Mexican, good to see you. Wolfhound Jesse, no, I'm not doing a 12-hour stream yet. Hang on. Not doing that just yet. Hang on. We got to get to 10,000 followers, and we will do that 12-hour stream. Absolutely. I really want to do a 12-hour stream. Give me a reason to do a 12-hour stream, chat room. Tell your friends, tell your families, tell your pets. Sign up for Twitch. Click that follow button, and we'll make this happen. So Leaf looks like it doesn't have any child elements. I think that makes sense, right? So if I change this then to parent, is this only where it has child elements? Ooh. Where it has child elements, but it's not the root. Okay. And I'm guessing root is just the top one, right? Yeah. I think we can do that. Simo suggests leaf would be what you use to not display any child nodes. No, leaf was just those that had those that did not have child nodes. Okay, I think we've got that figured out. I think we know what we're doing there. So let me go back over here to Visual Studio, and I will go to Tree Node. So the checkboxes go here. So here's where we need to decide where we drop in our checkboxes. Hey, Taz Marriage. Singing Mexican, I didn't set the project command. Hugo, would you mind setting the project command for us? If not, I'll grab it. Oh, actually, he is off on alert. I'll set it. I will set it. So the project, we are building we're building Blazor components. Oh, okay. Thank you, Hugo. Cool. Yeah, we're building Blazor components that emulate the way that ASP.NET Web Forms controls worked. This way, and specifically we're focusing on the tree view today. We're going to knock out a couple of the features of that tree view while we're working together here. So I can reach up to my parent, right, I can probably switch on this, can't I? No. Yes. No. Wait. I need to check, right? Yes. Oh, it's so confusing. Show checkboxes. So if that does not equal none, right? Then we're going to start outputting some stuff there. Thank you for the follow, Dre1865. Thanks so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in the chat room, Dre. Okay, I'm going to output a checkbox. So now I need to check to see, okay, if I'm the root and root is turned on, show the checkbox. Or all, yeah, well, oh boy. Okay. So, right, and this is, I know I can simplify this if statement, but let me get it working. Set up the simplest if statement, and we can consolidate this down a little bit. Make sure it's a little bit friendlier. There we go. Thank you, Hugo, for the project command configuration. Where was I? Oh yeah. So if, well, the tree node here has a depth. The root depth is 0. So I can say, if parent tree view show checkboxes and root. So if the root is enabled, right? It should have done that. No, there it goes. Thank you. And right, what's the depth? Right, depth. Is that what it is? Yep. And depth equals 0. Then we're going to output the checkbox. But see, I've got these couple of ORs here that I need to go through. I could do it as a really big set of ORs here to test the 3 or 4 scenarios to output, so I only have one checkbox that I declare here. That wouldn't be too bad. Or I could do something like this. var is root, right? And just kind of, now, right, why isn't it like that? Let me take this, put it over here. Now that, right, that should come back as true. Depth equals 0. Come on, come on. Nope, that didn't work. What did I do wrong there? I don't want to say equals, because it's not equal. .NET flags attribute, right? And I'm testing for that. You stood, you spoke, you sat back down. Nice. So you OR them together with a vertical pipe, right? But I want to test. Oh, has flag. So I can do, yeah, that'll do. That'll do. All right, so that'll test if it's the root and if we want to handle that. What were the other ones? The other types? So root if it's a parent. So if there's child items underneath of it. So, yeah, that's right, cute Polano. Yeah, but the has flag I think is a little bit clearer on it, the intent there. All right. Okay. Sorry, saw something that caught my eye. There we go. Okay, so if this is parent. Now, is parent didn't pick up the root. So, is parent is not is root. And, right, I can look at child content is not null. Right, I can do this. So there's content inside of this node. Why don't you like that there? Thank you. All right. Next one is leaf. Okay, so leaf is that it's a child element and it doesn't have... No, wait. This is... yeah, and it doesn't have... A leaf doesn't have... Not is left. Oh, I also have to turn on the is flag there, don't I? Let's do that. Has flag. Okay. Yeah. parent tree view, show checkboxes. Tree node types, leaf. And it doesn't have any child content. So, and child content is null. So then we know that we need to show it because it's a leaf. And that's it. Those are the three there. So now I can just say, if is root or is parent or is leaf, not left. And input type equals checkbox. And I can actually set checked equals. Now, what was the property on here? Checked. Okay. So I need a checked property on the tree node. Here. Let's see. I need to move some of these around here so we stay in. I like to keep my properties in alphabetical order, if you don't mind. And that's just a matter of trying to be tidy, neat and tidy with how we manage this, because we're going to have a ton of these parameters hanging off here. You know what I mean, chat room? I think you do. I hope you do. Do you, chat room? Do you? Yeah, it's a boolean. All right, so I'm going to set up a property, boolean called checked. And this is a, not param array. Thank you. And this is going to default to false. I know it would normally default to false, but I like being explicit with it. And so that's at checked. What? What do you mean? How you like them apples? No, you still don't like it. Fine. Here's what I'm going to do then. If it is checked. Otherwise, no. Go ahead. That's what I thought. So now I should get the checkboxes being output appropriately and checked. Right? Doing the thing there. Hey, Illuminated Space. Good morning. Good to see you. Illuminated Space is another member of the Live Coders team, and they were doing a 12-hour charity stream yesterday, raising money for. I'm going to make sure is it Race, Texas? Reese, Texas? Races, Texas. Rices, Texas? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It was a great stream yesterday. And I have some feedback for you about the stream. I'll reach out to you over on Discord about it. Races, is that it? But thank you so much for the shout outs. Illuminated Space is doing a great job helping out a charity there, writing code, teaching here live on Twitch. Very proud of what they're doing over there on their stream. Okay, so let's see if this works. Yeah, let's kick this off. Let's see, I've got about 25 minutes left. All right, piece of cake. We've got the checkboxes. I think we had the checkboxes working here, right? Let's see. So starting this up. And the great thing about what we're doing here is when we activate this, we should be able to start using the tree view as a better navigation element over here for our samples. Instead of having this glob here, be able to have some of these samples accessible over here. And you've seen how I've done for like data list. I added this little navigation thing here so we could see, well, here are the other data list samples. Well, let's make them all accessible down the side here as a tree view component. So there's the tree view. Let's turn on show checkboxes So I'm going to go up here to the sample. Pages, control samples, tree view, index. Let's turn on those. Hello? Hello? Why didn't that... Right? Show checkboxes. That should totally be a thing. Checkboxes. And let's just start with all here. Right? So it's restarting the service over there. We should be able to get that back. This is one of the advantages of doing debug with IIS Express, is that it automatically restarts the server. Nope. Oh, we did something not right there. What happened? There's my href. Why didn't we get my checkboxes? Why aren't there no checkboxes? Oh, I put it on the tree node. Thank you. That's why. Right, let's... I tell you. This is the advantage of pair programming here, live on Twitch. Where are the checks at? I don't know. They didn't appear. There were build errors. Womp womp. What did I do? Build failed. The name all doesn't exist. Ah. I need a using static for that. Blazor enums. What was it called? Tree node types. Get that in. The checks bounced. Yeah. Well done there, Eternal Dev Coder. Well done. There we go. So all, and I've got all of the checkboxes, and I can check them. Okay? So now if I change this to just root, this will recycle. I'll refresh. And I get just the root. Okay? Change this to, right? Parent. Come on. Come on, show me what you got there. It should be on just the bar and boss. Ooh, I also have it on... I didn't think we were supposed to get it on the root one. Yes, illuminated space. I'm closing in 2 more, and we'll give away some stickers. 2 more followers. About another 600 from that 12-hour party. Yeah. So I don't think parent is correct. Let's see how leaf works. All right, parent, I don't think it should show the root also. There we go. So the leaf, it is only showing those at the end. That's right. Let's go back and revisit how that, and I think I know what it is. Over here. There we go. Is parent is not the is root over here. We need to say depth greater than 0. And I think that'll do that last bit there. Let me refresh. The root is a parent. It is R2's. And that feels right. That's still configured with the leaf. Let me change that to parent. But in our testing with the way that the original control works, the root is slightly different behavior. There we go. So that just those two. Let me just reflect back to do that double check, because R2's makes a valid question here. The root is a parent, right? Let's just double check that is behaving appropriately. So right now, show checkboxes, I have only root turned on. This is the web forms version. So there's TreeView. So when I have root turned on, it's just that one. When I change this to parent, Do I get it on just page 1? Yeah. So they don't include root. Root is a special circumstance since it's at the top. So yeah. And Keebler, you're right. It's different, but this is the way it behaves. And in our goal to keep this as similar as possible in behavior, so that folks have the same behavior when they migrate, I think we need to abide by that same thing, which is fine, right? I can make it root and parent like that, right? And it'll do both. Right? So now here's a question. Does that notation work inside of our markup? Can I do that? So far, no red squigglies. Nope. So we might have to tell folks they need to change it to that in order to get it to work, right? Because vertical pipe says to or that.
Bazinga.
And it then works. Okay. I can roll with that. I think that's something to add to our notation about this because of how that behaves, and I think that's if we note it, and at some point, chat room, are you thinking what I'm thinking? I mean, we could. No, we shouldn't. We could. It could totally be a thing. Exactly. Hugo, we could extend the enum. I don't want to go down that path right now. It's so tempting. I don't want to go down that path right now. I could. I'm not going to go down that path right now. Let me go over here. Clear. Let's do this. Let me add that as some notes for the tree view. Features supported, so I can say static nodes, static tree nodes, right? We have that working. In the usage notes here, right? Let me collapse this, collapse some of these other things, go away. There we go. Blazor syntax is kind of the same, but in my usage notes here, show checkboxes. Right? Show checkboxes. Is it like that? Yeah. When specifying multiple values, show checkboxes attribute should be separated by a vertical pipe. That's not right. Let's do that. And instead of commas. This is a family-friendly stream here, friends. What was I thinking? All right. So now we got a little bit of documentation to go with that. I don't know what that was. It was untitled, so it can go away. All right, so we do support static tree nodes. What else do we support? We're starting to support checkboxes. So I could say checkbox display. I don't have anything hooked up to what happens when you check those boxes, which I think we should do next, because I think we can do that pretty quick. You know what I mean, chat room? Totally know what I mean. You do. Over here, so here's where they are. So checked, true, And look at that. I can even override and say show checkbox equals. Right? Why isn't it doing a thing? Can I override? Let me turn this to all. Is that totally a thing? Wrong one. Not you either. Or you. Or you. I'm going to leave that one. Debug. Start new instance. Let's see if that, right? Show checkbox false. Can we turn them off on an individual tree node basis? Maybe. Could totally be a thing. Totally a thing. It's got to be a thing. I think it's a thing. Let's make it a thing. I turned it off on the root by saying show checkbox false. So we need to add that into our test. That's easy. That's totally easy. I can do that. Right? Tree node over here. Show checkbox. We'll add that as a bool. Well, and then we'll add a test for it over on the other side, right? Show check. Is it show checkbox like that? Yeah. Right? There we go. And then I'll go back over here. And then if show checkbox, I'm going to default to true. If show checkbox and then it's one of those. All right. Yeah, that should totally work. Right?
And then?
We'll write a unit test for this. That's what, and then. That's what we should do. I don't see there's got to be an event handler for this, right? Totally. Love the and thens. It's gotta be. It's gotta be a possible thing. Maybe. Totally. Thank you for the follow. Synthesis? Synthesis. Ow! Love what you did there. Robert Tables. Good morning, my friend. It's so good to see you. Yeah, we're gonna write a unit test to address this, right? Because
It can be done exactly how I want it.
it can be.
The only question is, are you the man to do it?
Darn Skippy, I'm the man to do it. Can I see some darn Skippies in chat? Let's write a unit test. Static nodes, and I'm going to add a test here. I'm just going to copy my simple test here to do checkboxes. So I will turn this on and say checkboxes. Yeah, look at all them Skippies. Absolutely. Love the peanut butter. Thank you so much. Darn Skippy indeed. Who wrote that container? Don't say containers too loud. You're going to get Robert Tables. He loves those containers. Don't. All right, so checkboxes. All right, so if I turn on the tree view up here, if I turn on show checkboxes, all, right? I need to put the using statement in here also. Using static Blazor web form components, enums, right? Tree node types. Okay. So now I have how many nodes? 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes. I should be able to go through here, and I don't care about the anchors, but I'm going to use something similar here. Checkboxes. I don't care about the tables either. I'm sorry. Find all input. Where it not has attribute, but where C get attribute type equals checkbox, right? So checkboxes, there should be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? That should totally be a thing. So I'm gonna go down to my test explorer here. And actually, this is waking up and should be running a test. It's not. I'll see it over here instead. So here's this. Did I inadvertently break something along the way here? I hope I didn't. Sure looks like I did. I hope I didn't. Run all those tests again. I have a feeling this didn't run in a while. So let's see. Everybody loves the tacos. C# squirrel. Yeah, we got rid of the squirrel. So we had some room for the squirrel emote so that we had some room for the arms and the hands. Tired Ewok says, this music is so relaxing. About to fall asleep to it, and that's meant as a compliment. I do know folks that sleep to this. It's pretty good for stuff like that. Oh my gosh, look at that. We crossed 9,400 followers. We crossed 9,400. And it... Come on. Really? Run all the tests. Which ones didn't it run? Oh, the login stuff down there. Those should come through. I think we need to... This isn't updated. There we go. Is that the Rolfin? Welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. Now so... 2 errors. Where are my 2 errors? Let me take care of these 2 errors, and then let's give away some stickers here. Collapsed and simple. What did I break here? Let's take a quick look here. Was 4, but was 6. Why? Thank you for the follow, Phoenix D123. Yeah, Kitstead. We'll do a sticker giveaway here in just a minute. Let's take a look at these 2 tests. Get these lined up here. Oh, you know what? This is also showing the anchor. It's also counting, because the href now has a JavaScript thing that goes with it. That should be 6. Yeah. So I want to make sure that it skips the ones where it has an image inside of it. You know what? We can do this. And C, can I say not has child nodes, right? I want to get elements by tag name, IMG. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the follow, Larry Logo. Welcome. And Boone XD, thanks so much for tuning in. Any. Right? Where it does not have any. And we should have 4 of those. So that should be a thing now. Let me open up the Test Explorer, pin this, and we'll take a quick look-see. Get that to rerun. What is a sticker? Are you kidding? Where did my stickers go? You know what? They're not right here anymore because I mailed out a bunch of stickers. Oh yes, here they are. So I have stickers based on the emotes that we have here. There we go. There's my test running properly. Let me run this one again as well. So I have things like, right there's our rainbow bearded Octocat, the GitHub Octocat, but with a rainbow beard. Oh, I suppose I should fix that test first. I've got a bunch of these. I've got the .NET bot. I've got our bot, the Fritz bot here as stickers, and we'll mail out a sticker pack to folks. So here we go. On this one, yep, I need to make sure that I don't include right those that have images. Run that again, and I should have that pretty good. There you go. Come on. Come on. Today. There it goes. Fantastic. So, right? The checkboxes worked. Right, it properly has the 4 checkboxes there when I have it marked for all. I could add some more tests here to do the other variations of those and to check to make sure the show checkbox works. Yeah, let me do, you know what, I can copy and paste quickly there and get a couple of these. Right? So let's say checkboxes, parent. We should also do one for the root. Right? And I don't really want to go through and do the various instances of this, right? So show checkboxes root should be 1, and I also want to say var cut, right? The root is the first table, and it's the second TD. So if I say TD, if I say find all, and I get the second TD, which is going to be the first, because we start counting on 0. Right? And I want to say get elements by tag name. There should be an input there. Right? Count should be 1. Right? And that should be that it found the root one right there. Parent, right? If we change this to parent, right? In this case, the only one of these that's a parent is going to be this one. So there should be only one of those as well. And I could do a similar walkthrough and try and find that, but I'm not going to get too wrapped up in that unit test. Take care, Tired Ewok. Ertuz asks, can you only have one test per file? No, you can have multiple tests in one file, but I like to have it broken out like this so I can see the full name of exactly what it was that was being tested. No, Eternal Defcoder, the root is considered a special instance of a parent and isn't considered for that. So this one, let's make leaf. And we'll change, right? This is checkboxes leaf, so we'll make it leaf. So that means these are the ones that are at the end. There should be 2 of those, one for section 1 and one for page 2. Last one that I want to do here is I want to look at tree node show checkbox and make sure that that properly turns off. So in this case, I'm going to have all turned on, but I'm going to turn off on this one. So now the count should be 3. All right. Let me rebuild. So we'll rediscover. Synthesis asks, what is Razor used for? Razor is a templating language that we use to mix C# and markup so that we can have some we can build some complex user interfaces. For the user interface framework we're using, Blazor, Razor is used to help us generate those pretty cool, look at this, all those old names are still hanging in there. It's basic, yeah, it is. It's the view in the MVC pattern, absolutely. So let's see, we should get this up to 86, something like that. 82, because there's those 4 that I copied in there that are still lurking around. Fantastic. Those all worked properly. Good. I am just about out of time. I want to commit the content that we have here, and I want to give away a sticker pack. So let's do both of those things. Let's start with, let's get some folks in for a sticker giveaway here. So I've got a bunch of stickers based on the emotes that we have here on channel. Rainbow Bearded Clippy, the Rainbow Bearded Octocat. I've got the .NET bot. I've got a few more Super C# shields, right? You get the Super C# shield as an emote when you donate a certain number of bits. I think is it 1,000 bits? Exclamation point here will get you in there. Oh, Steve Waj. I'm just about out of time here today. I'm not going to be able to do that because I need to take off. I have a meeting coming up at 11 Eastern. Misclick. Okay, I tell you what, I can reject that, and we will, and I think it'll redeem those bits. I believe I can reject that. And it should redeem them for you. Refund those for you. Exclamation point here will put you in the box so that you can win a C# Fritz sticker pack. I know. Take a few minutes and drop in there. Doesn't really matter to you. Okay, well, I appreciate that, Steve. So, yes, I know. I set a timer. All right, I get it already. All right, let me stop this and let's run the Jeopardy music. Give us 1 minute. 30 seconds, that's what it is. Oh my goodness, because I have to take off. Exclamation point here. That's all you need to do. We'll get you in the box. It is not rigged. Not rigged. I haven't hit the button yet. How can it be rigged? Just stream the meeting, says DevLead. That wouldn't go well. That totally would not go well. Thank you for the follow. All right, let's do this. There's Coding Stocks. Hello. Let's do this. You won't tell if... No. Oh my goodness. Bunch of last minute here's dropped in there. All right. Ready? Rigged if Kitstead doesn't win. I see what you did there. I totally see what you did there. Let's do this. Let's give away some stickers. Here we go. I love this animation. It's so much fun. It's only rigged if the Fritz bot wins. Well, that's totally a thing. Totally a thing. Oh my goodness. That's our... gosh, you just followed. You just clicked the follow. Asaf... It was 2121. Congratulations. You just won a sticker pack. Totally rigged. If the bot wins, then is it 2 bonus giveaways? The bot's not in the box. The bot's not in there. So, thank you so much. Congratulations. I just dropped you a whisper. Let me know where I can mail you some stickers, and we'll send those out. Congratulations. If the bot wins, it's a 36-hour stream. Sure, I can agree to that, because the bot's not in the box. Oh, my goodness. What am I going to do with you folks? Thank you so much for participating. This was really good. Let me commit those changes that we made here today. Let's open this up. And we'll clean up our code. We'll get things ready. We can hand off. You know that's going to bite me later? No, it's not going to bite me later. There is no biting me later. Well, that's not right. All right, get status. What do we got to check in here? No, that's who I need to go see. That's who we're heading over to connect with. All right, so let's add all the files we modified. We are going to commit added checkbox functionality to the, and you can't really detect anything about the checkboxes, just that they are checked, to the TreeView. At some point we need to figure out what to do with that. What happens with those? Do they get saved somewhere? Do they get sent? Where do those checkboxes go? What does that interaction look like? I'll push those out. Those are going to be available on our GitHub repository. It's because I've made a modification of there. There we go. And I will send those out. Those will be available on the GitHub, on the GitHub repository. Of course, you've seen where I'm working on that. It is over here, and I will share that link for you here. Yes! Oh my goodness. Hello, JAF1021.
Hey, Mom! We get some meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf!
I had to get started early today because I've got I've got a meeting at 11 that I need to head off to. Thank you, Kabazi. I am not myself.
I am not myself, just resubscribed for 13 months. 1 year well spent.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I am not myself as another member of the Live Coders team, but I need to clear out of here, friends. I got to get off to get to a meeting here. Let me see who else is streaming out there so that we can set up a raid. Yes, we need a raid. Music makes you want to fix some plumbing. Well, that's definitely a thing. You know who we could raid? This would be great. You know what? He's doing some code challenges over there on his channel. Let's set up and let's raid our friend Copper Beardy. I haven't had a chance to raid his channel. Let's set it up. Let's get the raid call out there. Thank you so much, Hugo, for setting that up. Let's let him know. Copper Beardy, you've seen him. He hangs out sometimes in this channel. He's a friend. He's working on some coding challenges on his channel. Let's copy some of the text here. If you're a subscriber, copy this onto your clipboard. If you're not a subscriber, that's okay. Copy this text onto your clipboard, and let's get ready to go say hi, announce ourselves, and support our friend Copper Beardy. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. This was a little bit earlier today because I've got a meeting to get to. I'm already late. Thanks so much. I will see you tomorrow right back here. Take care.